Yo, what is going on today, guys? So today I got my friend right here.
Hi guys.
This is Steven. You guys know him from the streams and stuff. He came over here because he wanted to be on one of the videos. He's seen them and he liked them and stuff. So he wanted to come on here and talk about some of the stuff that I talk about. So we're gonna talk about conformity in this one. Conformity. I personally try not to conform to what anyone gets me to do. There's been times in the past where I have. But I try to make it like a priority to not do that, just because I don't want to obviously live life for someone else or anything like that. I want to live my own life. I don't know if anyone's tried to get you to like do anything like that.
Yeah, of course. I think like one of the biggest things for us, especially, or like in society in general, at least for us, is like school.
Yeah.
People always try to get you to conform to school. They think that that's like the only way out. You know what I mean? So especially like in the paths that we've taken, trying to do YouTube and things like that, it's very like looked down upon to kind of like leave school and chase something that for some people it could be so foreign, such as YouTube. So I've definitely experienced that for sure.
Who would you say has been like tried to like pressure you into doing stuff
The most?
Yeah.
For sure, my mom.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, that's how it is. A lot of people, with our parents. I mean,
Same for you?
Yeah, it was the same for me. My dad, he you guys don't know, but my dad, he wanted me to go to college a lot. My mom was more like, she let me do me more, but she also wanted me to be in school. When I told her I was dropping out, like, she wasn't really happy about it, but she was gonna let me do me. But my dad, he was like, I remember I called him when I was still at school, and I was like, this is like a couple months before I dropped out, and I was like, look, I know you're not gonna like to hear this, but I'm planning on dropping out. And the first thing he told me was that we need to get me out of that school and figure out where else I want to go. And like, that's not what I said I wanted to do. I said I wanted to drop out and not transfer schools. So it's like, he didn't even give me that option because he wanted me to be in school. So it's like, he tried to get me to do what he wanted to do. And my dad is very convincing. He has a way with words. He's very convincing. I don't think he watches these, but if he does, you're very you're very convincing. So he wanted me to go to school and stuff, but I kind of just took my own route. When we got off the phone, he actually had kind of convinced me to like start looking into other schools, and that's what I was doing, even though I already had planned on dropping out. And then one day I was just like, man, what am I doing? Like, why am I looking into other schools? I want to be out of here. I want to do YouTube. Like, I'm not about to do what someone else wants me to do. Yes, he's doing it because out of love, and he thinks he's making the right choices for me, but it's really not what's right for me. So I want to do what's right for me, what I believe, I should be doing. If I make mistakes, I correct them along the way. We all get our own experiences and stuff like that. But so eventually I ended up dropping out, and didn't even tell him. I told him afterwards because I knew he was convincing, and if I told him I was dropping out, then he would have convinced me somehow to go back to school or to stay in school. So I didn't even tell him, and I just ended up doing it. And then the rest was history. Obviously the channel grew and stuff like that, and here I am today.
But it happens in so many other ways that like you probably like, it happens so often, like people try to pressure you or try to like make you do certain things that are like in societal standards that you might not even notice. Like if you remember when you were in Marlow, you wanted to take those union classes.
Yeah, Marlow, that was my old job where I used to work like a janitor. Yeah.
And he was doing like these classes that apparently
like, I didn't actually go.
Nah, you did, but you
I was thinking about it. Yeah.
But like if you're into that, they're very beneficial. They weren't like, this man had no
drive
business doing that.
Yeah.
No business at all doing that. For example, like one of the books, my favorite books of all time is The Alchemist, right? And in one of the chapters, like this kid, he's working in a place and like his business is booming. He's making so much more money than that man ever had in his life. That man was a shepherd, bruh. Shepherd. And he had
dudes would be cutting the sheep?
Yeah, and he was herding them and all that. He would just sell the wool or whatever. And he had so much money, bro. More money than he ever had in his life. And then one day at night, he was just outside thinking. He was like, bruh, I got this job so that I could get money to chase my dreams. And I'm just here, bro, wasting my time. He just like stayed there because the man wanted him to stay. He just built like a good rapport with all the people in the community or whatever.
Yeah. But
then he ended up leaving. Like, it gets to a point, like, you have to do what's best for you, bro. You right there, bro. You watching this, bro. You gotta do what's best for you, bro. Not what your parents want. Not what your friends want, what you want to do, because ultimately it's your life, bro. Like your parents, they lived their life, they had their chance. You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's where they're at now, but now it's your turn, bro. You gotta take your life and do what you want with it, bro.
I think a lot of parents, they try to like live vicariously through their kids.
100%.
Like if they didn't get to do something, then they want the kid to
do
do
it. I'm not going to the NBA. I want my kids to go to the NBA. So
yeah.
if he makes it, I'll make it. That's how it's gonna be.
But that's how it is with a lot of people. Some people's parents are more strict. for me, because I live with my mom, I don't live with my dad. She was very understanding. So that was, I'm in a position where, I'm very fortunate. That's something I'm really grateful for. Not a lot of people have that flexibility with their parents that they can just drop out, quit their jobs, because I ended up quitting, guys know, and doing what I wanted to do. She was very nice about it. She believed in me and stuff, and she supported me. And now, I can help her out too. But she did, like, before I started working at that job full time, and she's probably gonna see this, but she wanted me to work full time. I was working there part time, like 2 days a week, and it was good money. That job paid a lot of money, more than I'm making right now off of YouTube. But I like the work now a lot more, and eventually in the future, YouTube will pay a lot more. But it was paying good money, but it was bad work. So I was working there like 2 days a week. Literally, my schedule for like months was like I used to work, I think it was Monday and Tuesday, and then I just had the rest of the week off. So that's
you were
lit.
standby too sometimes. So they would like call you.
No, yeah, that's the whole time I was standby. So, but if they ever needed me, then they would call me in. But that rarely happened. So then one of the dudes left, and he the super, it was an opening, and my mom was encouraging me. She was like, look, I think you should take it, And I told her, I was like, look, I really don't want to take that. I would really prefer not to take it. Like, I'm making decent money right now. Like, it's not a necessity, but she was like, yeah, it could help a lot, whatever. And I was like, man, like, and I dropped out because I didn't want to live up to what anyone else wanted to do for me. I wanted to do me. Yeah. But then in that moment, I kind of folded and I ended up taking a full-time job. Now, in retrospect, I think, I don't think it was a bad choice because it led to me where I'm at today. Maybe I would have still been working there part-time, who knows, right?
Who knows, bro?
Like, me getting the full-time experience there is what was like, man, I can't do this no more. Like, I'm done. And that's why I wanted to leave. So, but the point is that I fell into what someone else wanted me to do instead of what I wanted to do, in my own heart. And that's what we're trying to get you to avoid doing, because you're going to end up in a position where you don't want to be. I have a book over there called, what is it called? Man's Search for Himself by Rollo Mays. He was a psychologist. He said in that book, the opposite of courage in our society is not cowardice, it's conformity, okay? So do not conform to what anyone wants you to do. A lot of people, what we're doing, people go to school because maybe their teachers told them it was a good idea. They don't really think. Like, how about take a second to think, what is it that you want? And think about how to get it. Like, don't just go to school just to go to school. Don't do certain things just to do them. Like, you need to have a purpose behind it. Yeah. And the thing is, they just look at everyone else and say, oh, I'm just gonna do that. Yeah. Because that's what everyone else is doing. I don't want to stand out, so let me just do what everyone else is doing, stand in line and just do the same thing. Like, it's not a good thing.
Yeah. And even then, like, don't even break it down, or you can even break it down more, because like, I know you feel like this. You think that some rappers are like really bad, and you feel like that some people listen to them because that's like that's like very popular. So you can even look at it like that. Like, are you really listening to somebody because you actually like them, or because your friend group likes them, or because it's what's on the radio most of the time? Same thing with like games or with clothes or whatever the case may be. If you notice, it's all around you 24/7. You just have to like know how to break out of that, because it's difficult to get caught up in that, but you just gotta have that self-awareness, to be honest. But it's difficult though. It's difficult for sure.
No, yeah, I always say that. I always say people listen to Lil Uzi Vert just because they want to fit in, bro. I don't know if that's 100% true, but I feel like for some music, it definitely is. Like, some people really just listen to songs just because, or listen to certain artists because they want to fit in. They don't want to feel left out. Just listen to your own stuff. Who cares what someone's going to say about you? Yeah. You might start a trend doing that, So if you want to do something, just go out and do it. You might start seeing a lot of people follow up and doing that same thing. Like, if you start a YouTube channel, your friends might start doing YouTube channels too, because they see you doing and they think it's a cool thing. Maybe they wanted to do it and they didn't believe in themselves, and they see someone they know doing it and like, oh, okay, he's doing it. This gives me the belief that I can do it too. Yeah. So you're going to be setting trends. You're like, you chasing after what you want is not only going to benefit you, but it's going to benefit everyone around you. Mm-hmm. And I always tell people, like, our parents, man, they always try to do what's best for us. They think they know what's best for us, but in reality, we know what's best for us. And if they want us to do a certain thing, yes, we might make them proud if we succeed in that certain thing, but we're going to make them more proud succeeding in something that we are passionate about, as opposed to something that they want us to do for them. So if I graduated college and got a degree, yes, I would make my mom and my dad proud, but I would probably make them more proud if I showed them a silver play button or a gold play button and say, look, I got 100,000 subscribers. I got 1,000,000 subscribers. Look what I did. Like, look at this right here. Like, look what I did. Look how this has changed my life. That degree, it wasn't going to do anything for me. I wasn't there I don't want to be a engineer. That's what I was there for. But I mean, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Like, I never really thought about it. When I was going to college, I never really thought about it. I just said, engineering sounds cool. Okay. I didn't really know. I never really thought about it.
Senior year of high school, this man was really talking about how he wanted to work for Google, bro. And he would look at the benefits, talking about how he could get massages and things like that, bro.
Right.
Like, he was so set on it. And, like, senior year of high school, it started playing in my mind. Like, I really didn't want to go to college. But we went to, like, a college-ready high school.
Yeah.
So we had literally a whole class dedicated to college, like, applying for it or whatever. And this man was really, like, looking at it. This man, there was a teacher, bro, who almost had this man in the grave with debt, bro, in student loan.
Yeah.
He almost went to a school that would have put him hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, bro.
Ultimately, Kearns?
No, wasn't it Elliot? She wanted you to go to Rockport or whatever? Or
Rockport? RIT?
Yeah,
no, she wanted me to go, I think it was U of R.
Rochester.
It was either RIT or U of R. Those are both Rochester schools.
But that teacher right now, she's gonna die with debt, bro.
Yeah, she was talking about that.
She's going to die, and she wanted him to do that too. Always asking him.
But Kearns was talking about that too.
Really?
Yeah, because I told him, I was like, yeah, I can either go to Stony Brook or I can go to RIT. I'm contemplating. He's like, hey, you go to RIT, man. You get a better degree and you'll pay that debt off. I'm like,
yeah. But it's literally all around. Like Nick said, people think. Well, people do want what's best for you, especially your parents, but you gotta do what makes you happy ultimately. Like, it's your life, you feel me? Just go ahead and do you. Like, you're gonna have like certain situations with family, like they might not agree, they might be upset, you guys might be at odds, but that should just motivate you even further to kind of like just prove them wrong, prove everybody wrong, because at the end of the day, you just have to do what makes you happy, you know?
Yeah.
You can't just abide by what other people think is the right thing to do.
Yeah, another thing, so like I said earlier, I was in a position where my mom, she just let me do what I wanted to do. I kind of made a compromise with her. Like, I still do the laundry to this day.
Yeah.
Like, even, she works from home now, so even like if she could do it technically, but I still do it because, I have the time to do it. I don't have a schedule or anything. I create my own schedule and all that. I do the laundry and I just try to help her out with, financially when I can. But that's what we started off. Like, I tried to make a compromise with her to let me not work, to let me not be in school, and to grind this YouTube thing out when I didn't have anything, or when the channel was just starting, because I wanted to show her, like, look, I can do this, but I have to give her some reason to let me do it. I can't just just be doing it. Sometimes, I mean, it depends on your parents. Maybe your parents just doesn't care and they just let you stay home and do what you got to do. If that's the case, that's better for you.
Yeah.
I spoke to my mom. I was like, I can help you out and do stuff like that. Later on in the future, this is gonna pay off big. I just need you to like trust me right now, believe in me right now, because in the future everything's gonna be so bright for us. Like, it's gonna be great. And we haven't reached that point just yet, but we're getting there, and it's getting better. It's getting better. So some people, they're not in a position where they have a mom like as nice as mine, where they would let their son drop out, quit their job. Those are viewed as bad things to do, like bad decisions to make. But for me, those are the best decisions I've made.
Yeah, and the thing that I want people to understand too is not, we chose to do YouTube because that's what we love to do. Like, Nick loves gaming, so he can find that outlet through YouTube. He can make a career out of it. I love making people laugh, and I can have that outlet through YouTube. I'm not telling everybody, drop out or go do it. If you want to be a dentist, unfortunately, I'm sorry, bro. You have to go to school for that. You gotta tough it out. If you want to be a lawyer, same thing. You gotta tough it out and then go be a lawyer or whatever. But just like understand that it's gonna be tough at first, no matter what path you take, no matter what path. Because at the end of the day, nothing is like, there's no easy way to success. There's no easy way to this or that. You're gonna have to. There's no shortcut. No shortcut. Like, there's times like when I had my channel doing bad, bro. Bad.
No, that's
you know what I mean?
That's how my stuff been recently.
Bad. But you just have to like I always tell Nick, we talk about this often. Just weather the storm. Just weather the storm. You have to be persistent. You're gonna have to be tested. Everybody looks at the end result of all your favorite YouTubers. Like, you see the end result now that they're booming and all this, but you don't know all the years, the months, and all the the grind that they had to put in to get to where they are now. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. And like your parents are probably when you make a decision like that, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. This is something that I really want to do. It's not what they want me to do, but I'm gonna go after what I want. They may disagree with it, and they're gonna try to say things to you that are gonna get you in line with what they want. So they might say, if you're older, they might say, if you do this, you can't live with me, or you know, something along the lines of that. Like I have friends who say, man, you're lucky to have a mom that's that nice, because my mom is not gonna let me do that. She'll kick me out, or she'll do this, she'll do that. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely know that. I appreciate that. That my mom is like that. If your parents try to get you to do that, either there's one or two things: either they're bluffing, or two, they're serious about it. Either way, you do not fold. If they're bluffing,
call the bluff. It's risky, bro.
Yeah, it's risky. It's risky.
Tough call, bro.
I'm so glad I never had to face that kind of situation. But if you really want what you say you want, regardless of what happens, you go for it. You go for it. Like I say this, if my mom would have told me she was kicking me out, I would have got kicked out, because I'm not gonna go to work. I'm not gonna go back to school. I'm gonna find a way. I mean, I would have to work to provide myself like a place to live, but I would be grinding YouTube religiously, like when I'm not at work. But I'm not gonna just adhere to what she wanted me to do, you know. So I'm gonna take my own path. If she says she's gonna kick me out if I try to do YouTube, I'm getting kicked out because I want to do YouTube. I'm not gonna let, you know, what she wanted me to do interfere with what I want to do. I mean, she never did that, and you know, I'm very fortunate. But some people's parents are like that. I feel like that's messed up.
Very messed up. Like, to elaborate on that though, like I want people to understand, like, if you have those type of parents and you say, oh, I want to do YouTube, like they might not. I understand, because YouTube is relatively new. You know what I mean? And they come, like my mom, she's very cultured, so she, no matter how much I try to explain to her to the best of my ability, she'll never really fully understand it, because how can somebody that was cultured and you know, generations behind, make sense in their head that, oh, by uploading a video I can make money, like just by making funny videos or by playing games? That sounds ridiculous. You know what I mean? So maybe that's a situation that your parents are having. They can't fathom the thought of you making money doing something so simple as playing games, you know. So it's just probably gonna take some convincing, and just like I remember telling this Nick early on, before he even got monetized, like just show them. You can show people better than you can tell them. Like, results actions speak way louder than words. Like, it's a cliche quote for a reason. It speaks way louder than words. So
yeah. So just don't fold into what they want you to do, even if they throw the harshest circumstances at you. Like, if you really want it, you're gonna go for it. Like, the people who really want something, they don't let little problems here and there, or even big problems, get in between them and the goal. And I wouldn't have done the same thing if that situation was presented to me. Luckily it wasn't, and hopefully for you it's not. But there's a chance it is, you know. So is there anything you want to say about anything more?
Jordan got cut from his high school team, bro.
He did. He was like, what, 10th grade or something?
Like 10th grade.
Yeah.
Bro, he's not the greatest. The second greatest basketball player of all time got cut from his high school basketball team, bro. Imagine if that man stopped playing basketball, bro.
GG.
That's all I have to say on that.
All right, so yeah, thank you for watching. I really hope you got some value out of it. If you want to see it more, just let me know in the comments. And I'll see you in the next vlog. Peace out.